Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into this one. All right, some really good news. Finally, it's official. We're going to have 12 teams in the playoff, in the college football playoffs, and it's about time.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
That's right, playoffs. Yep, we're going to have some playoffs. And this time, we're going to have a bunch of teams instead of just 4. So let's get into how the rules work on that and how this all happened. So starting in 2024, the college football playoff makes it official, 12 teams. So it's going to, basically triple in size, which is great. The first round will take place through the week ending December 31st. And the first round games will be hosted either at home stadiums of the highest seed teams in those games or other sites chosen by the programs. The extra games are expected to generate roughly $450 million from ESPN and the college football playoffs.
Jerry, you better yell! Show me the money!
Yep, that's showing the money. It says the expanded 12-team bracket, it's going to feature the 6 highest-ranked conference champions as automatic qualifiers, then the next 6 highest-ranked teams. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4. That's really important. So the first 4 that normally would have been the playoff, they get a bye. So that's huge. When people say it doesn't matter now, whether you're first or 12th, the regular season won't be as important. It's still really important because you want that bye and you want to be those first 4 teams. It's also important to be 5 through 8 because if you're 5 through 8, guess what? You get to play at home. And that's what it says right here. It says numbers 5 through 8 will host the first round matchups, which is a huge advantage. I mean, home field advantage is a monster deal in college football, even more than pro football. And they're going to use the 6 big bowls for the quarterfinals, semifinals, and national championship. So all the bowl games should be happy because now they're pertinent. The Rose Bowl was trying to throw a monkey wrench into it because they're the Rose Bowl. And everybody should bow to the Rose Bowl. You know what, Rose Bowl? Take that. I'm sick and tired of the Rose Bowl always being a pain in the butt. Get out of the way, Rose Bowl. And you know what they finally did? The college football playoff said, oh, you know what? If you don't want to cooperate and you want to be all stingy and be difficult, how about we just take you out and you won't even be part of it? Oh, they ran. Oh, we'll sign. Shut up, Rose Bowl.
Shut up!
Don't get me started on the Rose Bowl, most overrated crap bowl in the world. Now let's talk about why this is so important to the Vols, why this is absolutely fantastic news for the Vols. No team except for Auburn, you're out there, don't get mad. There is one team that has to play Alabama and Georgia every year, and it's the Vols. Okay, nobody else has to play the top, and they're the top 2 teams as far as talent, as far as rankings, as far as coaches, the whole 9 yards. And they have been for years and years and years. So long, I don't even want to think about it. So if you have to play those 2 teams, which we do, it's extremely hard to wind up in the top 4. It's almost impossible. Even this year, we beat Alabama, lost to Georgia. I can guarantee you, even if we won that game against South Carolina, they were going to creak us with USC because they would have won their conference championship. Out there playing Utah State Tech, Polytech, whatever the crap, the name of those schools they play out there in the West that are supposed to be so good. They suck.
That's right, it sucks.
That's right, they suck. So that's what they were going to do to us. I'm telling you that the heartache was coming. I can promise you, because conference championships are really important. Well, you know what? How about play Alabama and Georgia every year and then tell me how important they are? Because they would whoop those teams out there. So it's really helpful to us because now we can have 1, 2 losses, especially in the SEC. So basically what you've got to do if you're Tennessee is you got to beat Alabama and Georgia to get it in the top 4. That's almost impossible to do that. That's very, very difficult. And look, Alabama doesn't have to play Georgia. Georgia doesn't have to play Alabama. So it's really a kind of a rigged system against us. Whereas top 12, we have a very legitimate chance of getting into the top 12, especially with Josh Heupel as our head coach. I think we'll be in there on a regular basis, which will be fantastic because we are the type of team that is so dangerous. If we get this defense built up, we could beat anybody on any given Sunday. which is a movie, I know, but we could do that. And I would not want to play Tennessee in a playoff scenario with Josh Heupel having a couple of years of recruiting under his belt. It could get real dangerous for you other 11 teams. So I think this is amazing news because our schedule is never going to really change. We're going to always be playing Georgia and Alabama on some level, whereas now it's not as unbelievably important. You know, if we finish 10-2 like we did this year, we're in. And I'm telling you, this team, if Hendon Hooker was healthy right now and we had a good defense, nobody'd want a part of us in a neutral setting, which is what we'd be playing in because right now we'd be, what, 7th? So we'd be playing at home against somebody, and then we'd play against the top 4 in a neutral site. So I think it's unbelievably good news for the Vols. I could not be happier with this. And for the folks that, you know, don't like change and they're mad about it, it makes the regular season games not quite as important and all of that, even though I don't think it really changes it all that much because you still want the home court advantage. You still want the bye. But I understand they're a little bit less important, but the playoffs will be unbelievable. But I know there's folks out there that are, you know, they're like this.
I'm a grumpy old man. I don't like everything the way it is now compared to the way it used to be.
Yep. They don't like change, and that's okay. Look, I respect that opinion. I disagree with it, but I respect it. All right, folks, so I think that's great news for us. 12 teams starting in 2024. We got one more year of this rigged system, and then I think things will be a whole lot better for everybody involved, and there'll be a lot less anger out there at the end of the year and a lot less people feeling like they got cheated. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know to continue to cover the Vols and everything SEC and NCAA and WNBA. I don't know, all those abbreviations. Anyway, hope you did like the content. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.